Good morning, everyone. How are you? I hope everything goes well. For our today's session, we're going to see our second model, referring to the different topics you're going to find during this course. All right. So, first of all, it is important to take into account the schedule because in the schedule, you're going to see all the different activities you're going to find right there. So don't forget to see there. So we're going to go to our web page right here and we are going to see where is it. So the topics that we are going to study in the dates that you have to send the different activities. So for the second model, the main topic is called artificial intelligence. In this one, we're going to have like pretty much two activities. The first one is a forum, which is related to artificial intelligence, and the second one is a quiz expressing quantity. So don't forget the days, which is pretty important to take into account because in this column you're going to see the deadline. Recuerden que en esta columna ustedes van a ver las fechas límites de cada una de las actividades. Es muy importante que tengan en cuenta cada una de ellas, ya que se deben entregar las tareas a tiempo. Recuerden que luego de el día que termine la fecha límite, ustedes tienen 3 días. Si pasa alguna eventualidad, para hacerme saber, asimismo activar como tal dicha tarea, pero algo muy importante para recordar es que se califica sobre 4, ¿ok? So don't forget to take into account this information, but it's important that you send the activity on time. So you can have the activity graded over 5, which is the recommendation and give you, all right. So here, this forum, it's going to be activated until June the 13th. And for the quiz, expressing quantity is going to be available until the June the 20th. There are 2 days which are important to take into account to send this information. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. And we're here, we're going to start talking about like different things according to this part, expressions of quantity. When we use expressions of quantity, when we really want to talk about like some information, as you can see right here, it could be when you want really um, say something or a noun which is countable or is uncountable. Recordemos las diferencias entre las expresiones de cantidad tenemos los sustantivos contables e incontables. Para ellos hay ciertas reglas en inglés y ciertas claves de cómo nosotros podemos reconocer si un sustantivo es contable o incontable. For the countable nouns, it is possible to count them both singular and plural. Recordemos que para los sustantivos contables, una regla general es que nosotros los podemos tener tanto en singular como en plural, right? And for uncountable nouns, it can be only singular nouns. Esos solo pueden ser sustantivos en singular cuando son incontables, en el caso del agua o de algún líquido. So we say that there is much water or there is a lot of water. Water is just uncountable. No podemos contarla, right? So that's why we use it. That's why it's impossible to use water like a countable noun because water it's always to be in singular, not in plural. So a PC. When we have a PC or telephones right there, you can see those examples. This one is singular, this one is plural, but you can use this word both singular or plural. I can say a telephone or telephones. I could say a PC or PCs, and both of them are possible to mention, both of them are correct. Entonces recordemos que podemos decir a PC or PCs. Si estamos mencionando un sustantivo singular, es importante tener en cuenta que debemos de utilizar a. En inglés siempre se hace necesario utilizar este tipo de artículo que es indefinido. Right? Okay. So then we have information and data. It's Not possible to say informations. No, information, it means like a group of data about something. Yeah, it could be the meaning of that. For outwards, it's going to be in singular, even though that you really want to express like an expression that you want to refer a lot of things, like paperwork or some of those things. No estamos hablando de información, hacemos referencia a un sustantivo que es singular. Aún se incluya un grupo de objetos en plural, denominamos la palabra de esta manera. Al igual que los datos. In English, when you really want to say datos in Spanish, is like a countable, but in English, no, it is uncountable. So we use data. It's just this word to refer to this information. All right. Articles, as you can see right here, we have the indefinite article and definite article. When we use them, so the first one, it is used with singular countable nouns, and the second one, the definite article, is when you really want to express that something could be singular or plural, countable and uncountable. So, for example, for the first one, I am a web designer, right? She is a creative person. Recordemos que el artículo indefinido hace referencia a un objeto que no es particular. Podemos decir en este caso, yo soy un diseñador web. Estamos diciendo que yo soy el diseñador web de tal compañía. No, solamente estamos dando una información a nivel general. She is a creative person, right? So we're describing how she is. So, I could say it is a dog. Si decimos que hay un perro, no nos estamos refiriendo a una mascota en específico, sino que estamos hablando de un sustantivo que es indefinido. Por eso tenemos que hacer siempre relevancia de que vamos a utilizar este a antes del sustantivo o del adjetivo, como ustedes lo pueden ver en este ejemplo. Recordemos si nosotros tenemos acá una palabra que comienza con un sonido vocálico, como por ejemplo elephant, vamos a decir it is an elephant. Vamos a agregarle la N antes de ese sonido vocálico porque es una regla en inglés que se ajusta a esta gramática que hace referencia a los artículos. Ok, a diferencia del artículo definido. Tenemos a the, que lo utilizamos para todos los sujetos, right? It, there is not a difference between plural or singular. You can use both of them. So, it can be singular or plural, countable and uncountable nouns. For example, the most recent digital devices to create intelligent systems. In this part, we're using also a superlative sentence, but devices that you can see right here is referring to a plural noun. It means that it doesn't matter if you use something singular like the device is very useful or something plural. Both of them are okay to use in both cases. What is the difference between indefinite articles and definite articles? So as I mentioned before, for indefinite articles, we're referring just to a word that is not specific, right? It's like something that you really want to take into account, but it's not something that you knew before or something like that. For the definite article, you already knew this noun or this object. La diferencia aquí radica en que el artículo definido hace referencia cuando nosotros ya hemos mencionado, ya conocemos o ya sabemos información de ese sustantivo. Si hablamos de que los dispositivos digitales más recientes, estamos ya enfocándonos en diferentes sustantivos con los cuales ya nos hemos familiarizado. The device is very useful. Ya sabemos qué tipo de dispositivo estamos hablando. It could be about a cell phone, a computer, or a TV, or whatever. Yes, but you already knew. The speaker already knew the information she or he is talking about. All right. So right here, what is the structure like according to the different topics we're going to see? Right there we have this information, yes? Okay. So when we have match, right there, like countable nouns, we are going to see some differences between them. As we were talking about before, so we were studying articles and like different information if we really want to refer that something is countable or it is in singular, or well. So according to it, when we use much, is because we really want to refer that this noun is uncountable, all right? We have word structure referring to questions, or it could be according to positive or negative statements. Entonces recordemos que el match siempre lo vamos a utilizar para los sustantivos que son incontables. So for example, in the first one, we could say, how much money do you need to buy that PC? For this information, you are referring to like how much money. Okay, it could be, for example, there is a lot of money, or there is few money, or it depends of the information you really want to mention. So how much data do you need to collect? Okay, it could be like a lot of data or no data, but it depends according to how much do you need. And there is much data. I could say there is not much data, or it could be, or we can use like different examples with this word, which are related just to the things that we cannot count. Okay. So many countable nouns. When we use many, just to refer to nouns that we really or we are able to count. How many computers are there in the office, right? As you can see right here, this noun is in plural. It's different if we have something in singular. I could not say how many water, no, how much water. Primero que tenemos que hacer nosotros es identificar si el sustantivo del cual estamos hablando es contable o incontable, para partir de allí hacer una pregunta, una oración que esté en positivo o en negativo. Dependiendo de ello, vamos a empezar a fijarnos cuál es el tipo de estructura que nosotros vamos a utilizar y asimismo el orden correcto. So, how many computers? Here is a double question. Right there we have the noun, in this case is plural. Later or we have are there, yes, which is I, but it's in the opposite way on the complement. There are many people in the house. So here, as we are talking about positive assignment, we have to follow this grammar structure. There are many people, right? Which is referring to no much people, because people is contact, right? That's why it's very important to take into account, first of all, what kind of noun we really want to refer to into the sentence. So later on, we are going to see if you have any question, guys. So please let me know. You can participate right now. I really want to invite you to let me see your comments and everything. Entonces, vamos a tener un momento para que ustedes, por favor, si tienen alguna pregunta, la compartan en este momento. Okay, as I could see right here, then we're going to continue with this presentation. So right there, we could see the use of the future time. If you can see this picture, you say, oh, technology is a very important area right now for the world, because there are a lot of devices, there is a lot of information in terms of what kind of things are going to be updated, and then we are going to use in terms of quality, in terms of the way they work, and all of those characteristics are very important to take into account at the moment you really want to focus on one action or is going to express into the future. So right there we have like different examples according to it. So the first of all, it says, I will buy a new laptop, right? Okay. They will not or won't get a new software for the cell phone. And finally, will they get a new device? For the first one, as you can see right here, you could say that I will buy a new laptop is referring to like, first of all, so in relation to the grammar, we have the subject, Will or want, it depends which is positive or negative, or for the question, we're going to locate it right here at the pretty beginning of the question. I will buy a new laptop. Okay, right here we have the verb. Recordemos que siempre el verbo que va a ir seguido luego del will o del will not want, negative, va a ir en infinitivo, es decir, que no lo vamos a modificar, no lo vamos a conjugar. Siempre va a ir de la forma base. Y finalmente nosotros tenemos el complemento. So, a new laptop. They will not or they won't get a new software for the cell phone. Right here, as you can see, we have the subject plus will not or won't. Later on, we have get, which is like the main verb and the complement, right? And when they get a new device. So here is the question mark, right? And we know that in English, never we put the question mark at the beginning of the sentence, just at the end, right? Don't forget it. Because sometimes we usually make some mistakes, but it's important to remember how rules work in this case. All right. Ahora vamos a mirar las tareas que nosotros tenemos. Esta es la explicación gramatical de acuerdo a los temas que ustedes van a tener en cuenta para la realización de las mismas actividades. Si tienen alguna pregunta, no duden en hacer algún tipo de inquietud. Right there, yes, you can do it. So we are going to continue with the tasks that we have for this module. Right here, there are two, don't forget it. So the first one is the following. For artificial intelligence, okay. So this activity is going to be available until June the 13th. So the competences that you have to take into account to make this activity are the following. First of all, it is important to use will or going to if you want to talk about future of artificial intelligence. Yes, focus on this topic, which is maybe for some of you the area of a studio. You can say a lot of things in regard to it is, right? The most important thing is that you just try to connect information you already know, your previous knowledge, with this activity. So to use correctly the grammar structures, so you're going to include will, going to, much, and many to establish predictions on how children will develop on next years, right? Okay, you're going to make predictions. Recordemos que el going to, en este caso, hace referencia al tiempo gramatical en el cual nosotros vamos a expresar algún tipo de plan o predicción acerca de algo. Podemos decir que artificial intelligence is going to use around the word, yes, because it's a fact. 5 sentences using will, 5 sentences using much, and 5 sentences using many, all right? Entonces, para eso ustedes se van a enfocar en este video, en el link que aparece allí, van a acceder al player, Artificial Intelligence, right there. And in this movie, we can observe an example about how technology can affect or influence children's psychological development. As you can see right there, yes, there are a lot of factors which affect our psychology in terms of the different ways that we can get some input and we can reflect for other people, right? Record a video with your auto presentation of the Prezi or a PPT, a PowerPoint presentation. Upload your video to YouTube. Entonces van a crear una presentación, van a incluir el audio, por supuesto, teniendo en cuenta el uso de estas oraciones, es decir, que en total ustedes van a realizar 20 oraciones utilizando los diferentes tiempos gramaticales aquí mencionados. Una vez tengan hecho presentación, la van a subir a YouTube y posteriormente answer the next questions on your presentation. You're going to see there, okay? Dentro de la presentación van a responder estas 3 preguntas. So the first one is, how psychological development of children is going to change on 50 years. Like thinking about your research and all the studies that you already knew, but also that you're going to look for. Will technology affect children's psychological development? And finally, how many years will technology take to affect children's psychological development? Those three questions you're going to plug into the presentation at the end of it. What do you have to deliver? Submit the link of your video in the assignment. Lo que ustedes van a enviar es el link del video que ustedes cargaron a YouTube. Okay, don't forget to focus on those three words, which are the keywords for this activity. And the second activity is the quiz. So in this quiz, you're going to take into account the grammar topics I already mentioned, okay? So this one is explanation, guys, according to the activity that you have to send right there. There is the whole information for today's session. I hope that you really have a very good day. So see you later and don't forget to contact me in case you have any doubt. Bye bye. See you.